What's going on, guys? I hope all is well. This is Rico. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So I wanted to talk about an investing mistake to avoid. And that investing mistake is to wait to invest. Waiting or putting off investing. And time is so very important in investing. I was thinking about this because you see stats all the time where, if a person invests like $100, a month starting in their 20s, by the time they're in their 60s, that $100 that they invested every month would be well over $1 million. And that lets us know something. That lets us know that, time is very important in the stock market, the way or the earlier you start and just being consistent. And a lot of times what holds people back is maybe, they state that, hey, I don't have enough money. But just get started. You can get started by simply investing, for example, $100 a month. You can also be able to invest in certain platforms, for example, Fidelity. You can invest in an index fund like $10, $12, $15. Just get started investing, because time is so very important because you have compound interest. And, when it's compounding, when you are investing in an index fund or you are investing in stocks that pay dividends, then that money is compounding. When you get paid dividends, you are able to reinvest those dividends. And that money that it just compounding. And what I mean by when you reinvest those dividends, the dividends you can get it set for to reinvest in the stock, meaning those dividends are buying more of that stock, and then it just kind of going. And as that happens, you buy more stock, and you're putting more money in every month, and it just compounds. And just the miracle of compound interest. So it's very important to get started investing, the earliest you can. You don't want to wait until you were, in your 30s or 40s or 50s. You want to wait, start as soon as you can. And don't worry about, how much money that you are investing or think that it's too little, it's too small of an amount, and it won't add up to anything. If you put your money in the stock market, every week, every month, don't just think that it's not enough, because it is enough if you get started. And then as you make more money, as you, do better with your career, whether it's a job, whether it's a business, you're going to add more and more. And the goal is to, get into a situation to where you have a nest egg one day, because one day you're, not going to want to work possibly, or you may use that money in the future, 20, 30 years from now as seed money for something. You just don't know. But, Warren Buffett has this quote stated that if you don't make money while you sleep, you're going to work until you die. And it's so very important to use the stock market, because the stock market is a great way, a great tool with a low barrier to entry to where anyone can be able to get started investing. So there's really no excuse. You have your smartphone, you have resources to be able to get started. You have education to be able to get started. And the goal is just to take action and not to, procrastinate. But time is so very important in the stock market, because if you start early and you are just consistent with investing, the stock market on average rises up 10% each year. That's the S&P 500. Doesn't mean every year it's going to go up. Some years it's negative. Some years it's going to be positive. But on average, it's rises up 10% each year. And you think about a person who invests 30 years in the stock market, just for example, and they invest, $100 a month for their 30 years. You just think about at 10% a year, how much money that's going to be. How much money that you didn't have to do, you didn't have to physically do work, do manual labor, but you let your money work for you. And that's the ultimate goal, to let your money work for you. So get started investing. Time is the very important as it relates to investing, because the more money you invest and the more time that is in the stock market, the more chance that it has to grow, to be able to develop and to be able to allow you to build wealth. So honor your time, build wealth starting now. Don't wait. So hit that like button. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about, this discussion that we had. And hit that like button and share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. I appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.